Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Tuesday. So today for our August 5th video, I am going to be using the Paper Pumpkin July kit. This kit was called Sweeter Than You, and I made 11 cards, I think. And I'm going to make one more today. I'm going to talk about the Fun Fold card that I'm going to show you also and give you some measurements. I saved some of the product to make a scrapbook page. I can kind of show you that. I haven't made the page yet, but I have the pieces saved and the photo printed. So let's get started today. I'm just going to talk about Paper Pumpkin and everything that I do when I start my kit. And I do have Paper Pumpkin Day, so we already had that. And we made several cards, but then I always finish up the kit on my own. So let's get started, less chatting, more stamping. Okay, so today, this might be a little bit longer video because I have a lot to show you. Okay, so, sorry, my hand's in the way. There we go. Okay, so the kit is this, and as always, we get the instructions. We got color instructions. Now this kit was unique because we had 4 cards and 8 envelopes. All the envelopes, sorry, my voice. All the envelopes were the same. I like it when there's a variety of envelopes, but this envelope was, the flap was all the same. I did not use any of the envelopes on this kit, on my alternatives. I like the alternatives, and I kind of made some similar, but I did not make any of these as they were designed. On the back, it shows you the pieces of the kit, also tells you all of the colors, which I love. They tell you all of the colors that are used, so I immediately pull out all of my stamp pads, okay, that coordinate. It's the first thing I do. Then they also show us the coordinating add-on dies, which I did get, and these are called Circle of Season dies. They're $12. I'm sure they're still available. Item number 167277. There's actually like 9 dies in here. I love the circle. Coordinates with 3 kits, July, August, and September, and it's $12. So if you're interested, go ahead and get those dies now. They will sell out. They did last time. So if you're interested, get those dies now. Paper Pumpkin is a great value. You get quality products, and you get a lot. So you get a stamp set, you get a Stampin' Spot, all the product that you need. So I think it's a great value. Anyway. So let's get started. I have a little bit of product left, and I'm going to make a card at the end of this video. Okay, so I'm going to show you the cards that I made, and then I'm going to talk about some of the measurements of one of the cards because I've had some requests to do that. Okay, so the first card I made, and I do use retired product, I should tell you. This is a great opportunity to use retired product because these are cards I send. People, even my stampers, know that I do use retired product on these, so in some cases. So go to your retired products and pull those out that coordinate. This one I used Thinking of You from a stamp set, actually a Paper Pumpkin stamp set from June of 2022 called Pick of the Crop. Was a red flag when I looked in my box. I'm like, oh yeah, Pick of the Crop. That's going to have something in it I can use. And sure enough, there was a lot of, there was a strawberry, there was a lot of sayings in here that I thought coordinated well. So what I did here was I pulled out some of that DSP from Berry Delightful. This one here with the little strawberry seeds, that is from Berry Delightful, which is a 2021 celebration DSP. So if you have that, you know, get it out. It definitely coordinates. You're going to see it a lot in these cards. Okay, so this was from the kit. This is from the kit. I did do my own card base, okay? And then on the inside, oh my gosh, there was so much product. I used a strawberry on the inside. Okay, so that's one card. Here's the next card. This one I used a punch. I used an old scallop punch. I used embossing folder, current embossing folder. I ran that through Poppy Parade. I used a stamp set from the kit, and I popped up the strawberry. I used some old embellishments, pool party embellishments. I love this. And this stripe paper is from the kit. Again, this is all from the kit. The circle, the strawberries, and the flower. Okay, so there's card 2. Here's card 3. This card I did use the DSP from the kit. I used the thank you from the kit. I did use my own stamp set. This is a current stamp set called Thankful Garden. So I struggled a little bit with this color because this doesn't look like strawberry paper to me. Just saying. So I did color these in Timid Tiger and Strawberry Slush and Garden Green. I had some old Garden Green twine, so I used that. I popped up thank you, fussy cut thank you, and popped it up. Okay, put it on a white card base. So, and this is a current die. I can't think of what it's from, but anyway, you know, any die or just a piece of white there would be cute. Okay, here's the next card. This card I definitely use that Berry Delightful DSP. Both these pieces. I just punched a circle. I could have used, I didn't think of it at the time, I could have used that scallop circle that came with the kit, but I just punched a circle. I popped up the strawberries from the kit. Hello is from the dies, the add-on dies. I love this hello. I love it. And I'm going to show you what I did with the, on the next card, I'll show you what I did with the trash, right? So I cut out hello. I did use some of these little bees. They're called bumblebee trinkets. Those gold trinkets are retired, but you know, what the heck. And then I used a piece for the inside. So this is on white base, my own white base. Okay, so here's the trash. After I cut this green is from the kit. I cut this out in the center rather than just cut it out of something and throw it away. I cut it out of the center and then I mounted it behind it with some DSP from that Berry Delightful DSP. Life is so much sweeter with friends like you. That is from a retired, from a past Paper Pumpkin kit. Do I know which one? Can't think of it right now. Don't have it handy, but life is so much sweeter with friends like you. Wow, is that perfect? Again, use the kit. This paper's from the kit. Put some little flowers on the inside, white card base, another bumblebee. Okay, so I made that like a dual usage, that and that. Okay, I don't know what card we're on. Are we on 5? That was 5. Okay, here's 6. Super simple card. All I did was use the little flower from the kit, stamped it all over in Poppy Parade. I did use some DSP. This is Garden Green, Gingham DSP, also retired from Gingham Cottage. This is from a 2022 mini catalog. So at the big pack of gingham, I put that behind it. Stamped these from the kit. This is a stamp set from the kit. Stamped those, popped them up. Hello Friend, that's from the kit. This little piece is from the kit. Pretty simple, right? On a white card base. And I did use some retired little embellishments. Those are called red and green adhesive back pearls. They are retired. So here they are. Don't ask me why they're called red and green, because there's silver and gold in there also. I always wondered that. Okay, so there you go. There's that one. I love this card. Okay, so here's what I did on this card. I did use the DSP. First of all, I did cut a piece of Pool Party 4 1/4 by 11. So it opens this way. I did use this all from the kit, right? So you can write on it. I used this DSP from the kit. This I actually traced. So we got 2 baskets. And I traced this one on this striped DSP. And then I just took my water painter and kind of shaded it. Can you tell? I kind of shaded it to make it look more like a real basket. I don't know. Because before it just looked like a blob. I did use some retired twine. Oh my gosh, I have so much twine. So much retired twine. So I did use some, I think that's Poppy Parade twine. Again, all from the kit. You're the best from the kit. The saying, there you go. And this vellum is from the kit. I do like the vellum that they gave us this time. Okay, so here we go. This is another card. I think I'm on 7 now. These 2 pieces are from Berry Delightful, just cut strips. This is an old piece of trash I had, and these little gold embellishments are retired. Ran this Poppy Parade through the embossing folder and just threw it together. I did cut little pieces. I don't know if you can tell here, but I cut little pieces of tiny pieces. They were just laying there trash, and I just cut them and put them there underneath Hello Friend. Okay. I like that I had so much I could decorate the inside of the cards. This is actually an actual card base from the kit. I did not cut it up. I just used the actual card base from the kit. Okay, and the next card, I did use the basket. I love this one. I told you I struggled with this gingham paper, check paper, but this one, I did cut this in half and then mounted it on white card base. I had some old doilies. We used to carry a lot of doilies, gold, silver, white. So I had these doilies. This is the little basket from the kit. So I just stamped thank you on there from the kit. Almost everything here is from the kit, except I did use some of these iridescent adhesive back discs, and there happened to be a Poppy Parade one, so I've used those on some of these cards just to use them up. Popped up a couple of the strawberries, not all of them. Some of them are flat, a couple are popped up. Okay, and then this one is, again, I used that gingham paper from Gingham Cottage. And I think that looks really good behind these strawberries. A lot of the colors didn't coordinate, but this garden green did. So I went ahead and I cut out from the die, Hello in Poppy Parade, mounted it on, popped up this big strawberry, and I mounted it on top, and then I kind of glued it down on the edge. You Are the Sweetest. I think that's from, let's see. Yes, it's from Pick of the Crop. The June 22 paper pumpkin stamps. And so again, I used some of those iridescent dots and then mounted this on white. Oh, this is from the kit. This polka dot paper is from the kit, but I did run it through an embossing folder to give it some texture. Okay, I love doing that. Okay, here's the card that kind of made a hit on Paper Pumpkin Fan Club. This card is a fun fold. And I'm sure you've seen these. I don't know. I did not come up with this design, but I love it. Okay, so this is actually designed the way the card was designed, stamping on the strawberry. So I just stamped that in the black memento. Okay, and then this card actually pops open, and then this part pops open. Can you see that? Okay, so nearly everything here is from the kit, except for this gingham. I love this check, rather. This is from Berry Delightful, and I did kind of go crazy with it because I love it. Okay, so this pops open like that, and then the back is also decorated. Okay, so I did use this from the kit, and this little piece of white. I had a little trash, so I bordered that. Okay, now, do you want the measurements? Okay, let me tell you the measurements. This card is 4 1/4 by 11. That's the card base, and I did cut that out of Pool Party. Okay. Now, you're going to need, to make it cutesy, oops, I just dropped some things. You're going to need lots of pieces to layer. I think that's what makes this card cute. This piece is from the kit, this scallop circle. You're the Best is from the kit. I just curved it and stamped it in memento. This I cut out of the kit. This is the die from the kit, and this I just mounted it on there. All right, so that's kind of a no-brainer. And obviously, if you don't have the kit and you want to make this card, you can do anything there. You can put a flower there. You can put, just a sentiment there. Okay. Now, cutting wise, you need to score this 4 times. So when you have your card base, your 4 1/4 by 11, you're going to score it 4 times. Okay, so the first score line is going to be at 2 3/4. Okay? And then the next score line is going to be at 5. Then you're going to go an inch over, and the next one is at 6. And then the next one is at 8 1/4. Okay? So you are going to make those score lines, and it's going to make this. Then you're going to have your folds, right? Just by doing that. Super simple. 2 3/4, score at 5, score at 6, score at 8 1/4. Okay? Now, for the inside and the back of the card, you are going to be needing to make several of these pieces. And these are different sizes. So these two are the same size as are these two. Okay, so you're going to need 4 of those pieces. These two sizes are a little wider. Okay, so these are wider. So you're going to need 4 of those. Now, you don't have to make them all the same DSP. You can use whatever you want, but you're going to need 4 and 4. Okay, so let me give you the measurements of these. Your DSP, I think it looks really good having these layers behind. Don't have to do that, but I think it looks really good. So you're going to need 4 of these. 2 and, you're going to have to do this kind of accurately. It's going to be about 2 3/8. 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. Okay? So 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. Okay? So you need 4 of those. Now, you're going to layer them on something, unless you don't want to. But if you want to, you're going to have to go just a little bit bigger. We don't have a big border here, right? So we want to make it a little bit bigger. So 2 3/8, you're going to step that up, and you're going to do 2 1/2. So you're going to need 4 pieces of this. 2 1/2 by 4. Okay? So you're going to have that nice, you're going to have your 4 pieces for these ends. Okay, now these 2 pieces, actually 4 pieces, are going to be a little bit smaller. They're narrower, but they're the same, you can make them the same length. Okay, so the width on these is 1 7/8. 1 7/8 by 3 3/4. I think I cut mine a little smaller, but I think it looks better if they're actually the same. Okay, so you need 4 of those. 1 7/8. No. Did I say 1 7/8? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1 7/8. Sorry. 1 7/8 by 3 3/4. Need 4 of those. So your border for around them, okay, your layer is going to be a little bit wider. It's going to be 2 by 4. You need 4 pieces of that to make 2 for here and 2 for here. All right? 1 7/8 by 4 for the, 1 7/8 by 3 3. I know I get people confused when I start with all these measurements, but 1 7/8. Erase that. 3 7/8 by 1 7/8. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know what I said the first time. I think I said 3 3/4 by 1 7/8. Sorry, that's the inside part. The outside part is 2 by 4. So you need 4 of those. Now you need 2 for these pieces. Okay, so again, we're going to try to make them the same. Mine's a little bit longer, but it's fine. Okay, so the width is going to be 3 7/8 by 5/8. All right, so 3 7/8 by 5/8. So what would the border be? The border would be, I said 5/8. It's going to be 3/4. Make sure I get that right. Yeah, 3/4 by 4. No. Gosh, so sorry. The outside, yes, the outside border, the green part is 3. All right, just write this down. 4 length by 3/4 of an inch. You need 2 of those. Okay, and the inside part is 5/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, so now I just glue all those together and lay them out, and then you will start gluing them together and decorating from there. You can decorate as much as you want. Like if you wanted to decorate, leave these plain, but you need someplace to write. So there you go. Hope that makes sense. Sorry. I know it's a little bit confusing. But you can contact me if you have questions. Just contact me. Okay? All right. So there's that card. So I made all of these cards from the kit. And I still have all the envelopes. So I have 8 envelopes. So I have 11 cards here. And I'm going to make one more. And what do I have left? I don't have a lot. I have this piece. That's a half piece. I have this piece of vellum. I have 2 more little pieces of vellum. I have little pieces of leftovers. I have all of these little pieces of leftovers. Okay. And I have a basket, which is interesting. I have 1 basket left. Okay. And then I have a 2 strawberries, which is kind of cute. And then I have this, which was designed to stamp a sentiment on. Okay. So I have little pieces here, little tiny pieces, but that's it. That's everything I have left, other than what I'm going to use for my scrapbook page, which I've harvested off already. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to use a piece of green card base. And I know this is a long video. If you're bored, you can leave, come back later, whatever. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to do is cut this down because I want that border to show on my green card base. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. I have that. And then I'm going to add this to my card base. Hopefully this video doesn't, hopefully the video is continuing because this is a long video. Okay. Now I have vellum. I have this piece of vellum. I really like it. The problem with vellum is it shows through, right, when you put adhesive on it. So you need to be careful where you put your adhesive. So I think I'm going to use these little pieces of trash. All 3 of these somehow. Which I really like these little pieces. Oops, that's not the right one. Where did the 3rd one go? Oh, here it is. Actually, I have 4 of them. Okay, so I think if I stagger these and put them like that, that'll be really cute. I can glue behind them. That'll be perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue these down. I'm not going to glue this vellum down yet. I'm just going to put these on. Sometimes when I'm making 3s, I'll start and then I'll leave the one in the center so I can center it. Okay, now I have this. This is another one of these that I cut out, right? I used the stencil from where you punched them out, and I just don't throw the stencil away. You can pencil it or whatever. And so I'm going to use my water painter that fell on the floor. Okay, and I'm going to, actually think I'm going to use Poppy Parade. And I'm going to give this a little color. So I'm going to use my water painter. And I'm going to add a little water to my pad here. If I can get the water to come down. Push where it says push, Trevis. There you go. Okay, so now I'm just going to color this. Add a little color to my cute little basket. just to give it a little bit of color. Not a lot. Because I'm going to stamp something on the center of it, I think. Okay, that looks good. Maybe lighten this up a little. There we go. See, now it looks more like a basket. All right, now I'm going to stamp something on the inside. I'm going to use the stamp set. So there were some really cute stamps in the stamp set. If I can find it. There it is. Okay, so there is, I could use this also. I could either make Life is Sweeter with You. Oh, that's so cute. And that will fit on the basket. Let's do that. Life is Sweeter with You. Can you see I'm winging this? Yes, I am. Now, should I stamp it in that color or should I stamp it in Garden Green? Maybe I need to stamp it in Garden Green because I have that Garden Green card base. And I really need to bring that Garden Green back in. Okay, so I'm going to stamp Life is Sweeter with You. There. See, isn't that a cute little stamp? Okay, I can adhere this, and I'm going to put my glue right behind these squares. You won't be able to see the adhesive because it is behind the squares. Okay, so now I have this, which I really like, and then I have these little strawberries that I salvaged. Okay, so I can make these come out of here. They gave us, I don't even know how many little flowers. Oh my gosh. Love those little flowers. And there's a stamp that's a little flower. So, okay, so I'm just going to stick this under here like this. Actually, pull that up. I have the little flower. I'm going to have the little flower kind of coming down. And then this I will have behind. How about that? Doesn't want to, it doesn't want to go in front. So there you go. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so now I need some dimensionals. I'm going to pop this up. About 5 dimensionals. It's looking better and better. I'm still going to end up with some product left, but not much. So put this down here. So cute. Okay. What does it need? What does it need? Does it need anything else? I have this, I have some of this, but I don't think I need that. It could use some twine. I think I could use some twine. Yeah. So I'm going to bring in some twine. They didn't give us any twine. Oh, that just went down in the... Okay, so this little container is from the dollar store. I think it's for like powdered sugar or something. And I just use it, put my twine in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie a little bow. And there we go. Nice and tight. Trim this off. Use a little mini glue dot to attach this. Put it right there. And put my twine right there. Oh yeah. I think it needed some twine or some ribbon or something. Okay. There we go. I think I'm done. Should I add a few of these? Heck yeah. Let's add some of these Poppy Parade ones. Center the flower? No. Flower's cute on its own. It doesn't need anything in the center. Okay, so there is card number, what would that be, 12? I think that's card 12. Okay, still have some product here, but I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll just put it in my bin. Oh, look, I have this piece. Oh, you know what? I could put that on the inside. Hang on a second. I have a piece of white for the inside. And I could add this somehow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Use it up. Use it up. So life is sweeter with you. What kind of card could that be? That could be a birthday card. That could be just a thinking of you card. Say, you know, for your spouse or for your mom or for your friend. Too wide. It's too wide. I need to trim it down a little bit. And I have my trimmer here, so I'm just going to trim it down with a trimmer. Sometimes I just do this with my scissors, and it works okay for me because it's pretty accurate, but oh yeah, that's cute. All right. And you know what? That kind of pulls in the front DSP, so we'll just put that right there. Life is sweeter with you. So cute. I actually like that card a lot. All right, thanks for watching me. Now, scrapbook page. Oh, I have so much product here. If you guys could see my table, you'd be like, ah, Trevis. Scrapbook page. All right, so I have a photo that I took with my daughter, and we went to a new little coffee shop. So if you're familiar with St. Louis, she lives in St. Charles or Cottleville. And she called me up and said, hey, I found a coffee shop. It's called Lydia's, and it's in St. Charles. Would you want to, you know, that's a little bit of a drive for me, but hey, for coffee with my daughter, I'll drive. So we went to Lydia's, and we had coffee and a conversation for like an hour and a half. So that was awesome. We did catch up. So here's the product that I kept. Okay, so I'm going to make a 12 by 12 page. I'm just going to use this one photo. Yeah, I've got two doilies, two white doilies, and I did decorate them. So I used this product. I decorated them, saved them. I had this piece, and this piece I saved. Cut this piece in half. This piece I'm going to do like this, probably. I'm going to put the photo in here. I'm going to mount this on probably white. I'll put the photo in here. I might split this in half so it's a little longer. Okay, and then I'm going to add these. I don't want to hide all that cuteness, but okay. And then I will put maybe a title on here like, you know, morning coffee, or I don't know, catching up, something like that. So I enjoy scrapbooking. I really like scrapbooking as well as card making. Which do I like best? I like both. I probably like card making the most, but scrapbooking's fun too. So if you're into scrapbooking, you can certainly use your paper pumpkin kits to do scrapbooking with them, obviously. So thanks for watching today for this lengthy video. I will see you on Friday with not a paper pumpkin video, but a regular card video. And my name's Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for watching, and also thanks for all of you who are subscribed and ordering from me. I really appreciate all of you, and take care. I will see you on Friday. Have a good week. Bye.